Hi guys, this is Matt Taylor from EasyBizStart, actually shooting on location from our Nevada Business Center location over in Carson City, Nevada. When we began the project, I told you that we would take you through what it takes to build a brand, build a company, start building that identity for your business. And so part of that for us talks about getting on YouTube, getting the Facebook channels, getting the videos done so that we can talk about really who we are and what we do and start teaching other people how to build that brand for themselves. So we're going to go ahead and take a look through the office and go over to our studio and demonstrate really how we're recording, how we're setting up, considerations that we get into for light, for sound, and for just physical setup of an office space. So I'm going to go ahead and flip us around here. We're going to go upstairs into our main offices. Sorry for the movement. And we're going to talk about the space that we're using. As you can see, we've got a lot of windows in this space. Makes it great for a working environment, makes it great for light, but not so much great for doing filming and doing a lot of work. You can see I got a lot of backlight, and that really impacts the quality of the videos and how we're able to go ahead and sound things. So this is the space we're going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and turn you around. And actually, we're going to go ahead and turn it around this way. So this is the space that we're using. This is just a normal office. Anywhere you look, you're going to find offices like this. It may be a home office for you. It may be an office that is something that's just a spare office or a conference room that you're going to be setting up and filming. But the benefits are you've got it. You don't have to try and find space. You don't have to try and create something that doesn't exist, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to get out there. But we're going to talk about how to best set up the space, how to be able to set up for audio, how to set up for video, and get your lighting in place so that you can go ahead and have everything ready to roll for you. Now, this is a great space for us, and it's actually been one of our client offices for a couple of years, and so it's a space that doesn't get used a whole lot. And so this is something that, because we have other client offices and conference rooms available for our virtual office services, that this is space that we had available to use. So that's what we're going to go with. It's not too complicated. It's about a 10-foot by about 14-foot office, which is right on the small side of what gives us good depth of field for doing video. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and continue this. We're actually going to be filming several segments tonight. And so we're going to talk about, and you can see how the space transforms and kind of the before and after. Just so you guys have comparison, this is done with our camera phone. Nothing fancy, no additional microphones, no additional lighting, just the normal overhead fluorescent lights that we have in the space. We have the backlight from the office, and then we just have the space. We've gone with a warm gray color in this room, just because that matches a lot of the decoration for the rest of the office. There's nothing special about a desk, it's just a normal desk. And so these are things that are going to get adjusted, and without spending a ton of money and a ton of time, we just want to get a much better result. And so we're going to demonstrate how to do that. Now, one of the big things that we have a problem with is in this room is that we've got a lot of natural light, and that doesn't seem like it's a real problem. And as you can see, you can play with the camera angles and be able to grab light and be able to have good backlight from this window over here and be able to do that. We also have some nice natural light that gives me a second logo, and the logo that we have in there. It makes for a nice visual effect when you're sitting in an office, but not so much when you're trying to do filming. Just to let you know what the natural light would be in here. Again, when you get close to the window, it gets a very warm light. The warm gray puts some great accents and shadows on this. It reflects very well. And again, it's cool for natural light, but unfortunately the natural light only works well in the mornings or the afternoons. In the midday, it's straight shadows and can be a little harsh. In addition, that we've got this light that, depending on the angles, can give us a second source of light in here and get some great things. Where it becomes a problem for us is when we turn around and try to film anywhere that catches that window, you can see how the light completely just washes it out. Any autofocuses, any automatic light or color sensing is going to get completely ruined. So unless I want to limit myself to just this kind of an angle, we've got to come up with some artificial light. And if we're going to go artificial light, then you need to make sure that you go with an artificial light source that's going to be consistent, that's going to be adjustable, and really fill out and give you good color. If you don't have access to lights, being by a window is awesome for getting some great look and some great feel. Unfortunately, the sound vibrates a little bit because I'm facing a glass wall. it also puts me in a situation where the lighting is not going to be consistent. It's going to vary depending on the time of day. And so this is why we've made the decision to go with artificial lighting and be able to really get a good quality of light in here. So this is kind of the before picture, before we've done anything with the office, before we've done anything to kind of change the space. This is really what we were starting with. And if this is all you had, that's fine. Just know that if you're going to work with natural light, pick your times of day. Make sure that you've got good backlight from the window and so that it comes straight at you. And you can see and you can play with the lighting and see how the shadow even adjusts as you rotate the angle of the camera. So just make sure that you've got the camera with your back to the window so that it's facing away, and just be aware of what your backdrop is. I personally wouldn't use a space like this, but for on-the-spot interviews, if you're in a hotel room, if you're on site with clients, these are still very good techniques, so you don't have to haul a full lighting kit around. The other thing you can notice is the camera shakes just a touch. This is because I'm trying to do selfie mode with a camera. We're going to talk more about cameras and equipment and tripods and how you can do some very simple things to improve your quality. But the first thing we're going to do is work on the light, and we're going to work on the sound before we worry about any camera equipment or other priorities on changing what we already have in our pocket. So I hope you guys are doing well. This will be the first thing. We're going to go ahead and talk next about kind of what the plans are, and I'm going to go ahead and set up a better tripod so that we're not so shaky on this. Thank you, and we'll talk to you in a bit.